My father was Hades. That's not a metaphor or some edgy bullshit. He literally rules the underworld, judges the dead, and apparently has a zero-tolerance policy for what he calls
mischief.
And I call survival. I materialized in a New York alley at 3 a.m., my skin still smoking from the transition between realms. One second I was arguing with my father in his obsidian throne room. The next I was face down in a puddle that smelled like piss and broken dreams. January in New York, no jacket, no wallet, just the clothes on my back and the bitter taste of betrayal in my mouth.
The fuck are you?
A voice slurred from the darkness. Man emerged, swaying slightly, knife glinting in the dim light. I should have been scared, but instead, something new happened. The world around him blurred, and suddenly I saw two versions of him, the drunk with the knife and another superimposed image. The same man sprawled on this very spot, throat cut, blood pooling beneath him. A death that hadn't happened yet. The taste of ash filled my mouth.
You should walk away.
I said, my voice unnaturally deep. He lunged anyway. I ducked more from instinct than skill and felt the shadows around me thicken, cling to my skin like oil. The man stumbled, confused, slashing at darkness that moved independently of its source. I ran. 3 blocks later, I collapsed against a building, gasping. What the fuck was that? I'd never seen death before it happened. In the underworld, I only saw the after.
You look like shit, kid.
An older man with a ragged beard sat on a flattened cardboard box, watching me with eyes that never quite focused. A prosthetic leg stretched out in front of him.
I feel like shit.
I admitted. He nodded toward my thin shirt. You'll be dead by morning dressed like that. Trade you my spare jacket for those fancy boots. I looked down at my black leather boots, the last remnant of home. Deal, his name was Marcus, Iraq veteran.
To tour in hell.
He said, tapping his prosthetic leg.
And I don't mean your daddy's place.
I froze.
What?
Marcus laughed.
Relax, you talk in your sleep. Had a nice nap there while I kept watch.
He passed me a half-empty bottle of something that burned worse than Phlegethon water.
So Hades kid, huh? What you do to piss off the big man?
I took another burning swallow.
Release some souls that weren't ready.
Rearranged the judge's dockets, nothing major.
Sounds major to me.
Marcus shrugged.
But what do I know? I just talk to dead people.
I studied him more carefully. You see them.
Not see here.
He tapped his temple.
Doctors call it PTSD. I call it Tuesday.
That night, huddled under a bridge, I woke to Marcus thrashing in his sleep, muttering names, pleading. Without thinking, I touched his forehead. The shadows around my fingers darkened, and suddenly I was there. Desert heat, explosions, a woman's scream cutting off abruptly. I absorbed the memory, felt it sink into me like a stone into water. Marcus immediately calmed. In the morning, he looked at me differently.
What did you do to me? I don't know.
I admitted.
But I can do it again.
For 2 weeks, we survived together. I learned to scrounge, to sleep with one eye open, to recognize which alleys were safe. In exchange, I took Marcus's worst memories each night, carrying fragments of his war inside me. The weight of them was familiar, not unlike the souls I'd encountered in my father's realm. Then came the visions, more frequent, more intense, a businessman whose heart would give out in 3 days, a teenager who would overdose by the weekend, a taxi driver destined for a fatal crash. Each time the smell of ozone filled the air, and I saw death before it arrived.
You're a walking obituary.
Marcus said when I explained what I was seeing.
Question is, what are you gonna do about it?
I didn't know. In the underworld, death was just the beginning of my father's jurisdiction. Here, it felt like an ending I might prevent. The night everything changed, Marcus scored some heroin from a dealer whose death I'd already seen. Gunshot to the head, execution style, 3 weeks from now. I tried to warn Marcus away from him, but the pull of addiction was stronger than my words. I found Marcus under our bridge, needle still in his arm, breath shallow. When I touched him, I didn't just see his death. I saw his entire life, every choice, every regret laid out like evidence at a trial. And I knew with absolute certainty that I was meant to judge.
Not yet.
I whispered, feeling power flow through me for the first time since my exile.
Not like this.
I reached into the shadows and pulled, drawing the drug from his blood, absorbing the damage into myself. The pain was excruciating. My vision swam with pomegranate red, and in every puddle around us, I caught glimpses of my mother's reflection, her eyes shifting from green to bottomless black. Marcus gasped, eyes flying open.
Zag what? I'm my father's son.
I said, tasting ash with each word.
Just not the way he expected.
A week later, I found an abandoned subway maintenance room. I painted the walls with symbols that came to me in dreams, part Greek, part something older. Marcus helped me drag in a chair that looked almost like a throne if you squinted.
So what now, Judge of the Almost Dead?
He asked. I looked at my hands, still stained with pomegranate juice from the fruit that had appeared in my pocket that morning.
Now we make our own rules.
In the distance, I felt my father watching, waiting. Maybe this had been his plan all along. Maybe this was the inheritance he'd wanted me to claim on my own terms. Either way, I wasn't going back. New York had enough death to keep me busy. And for the first time in my life, I had purpose that was truly mine.